people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin. If you are new here today, I'm going to be showing you how to budget in your bullet journal, how to set up different budget trackers, expense trackers, all the way throughout the year that you can also use on a weekly basis and a paycheck basis. I love using these in my bullet journal just to keep track of all of the money that's coming in and out, so I can better save in areas where I might be overspending. So if you are interested in that, keep on watching and stay tuned to the very end where I shout out one of you. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be flipping through just these 6 different budget bullet journal trackers that you can use throughout the year, as well as a weekly basis or a daily basis, however you'd like to track your budget in your bullet journal. I've started off with just a yearly overview here, and I've broken it down into income, bills, short-term goals, and long-term goals. I think it's really important when you are trying to figure out how to budget is to know what you're working with. So I wrote down my income up to the top and the bills here along the side, things like groceries, eating out, subscriptions, cell phone, rent, utilities, internet, car, and insurance, and then just looked at what I thought it was going to cost for each month, multiply that by 12, and put down a dollar value here. Of course, your bills will probably differ from the bills that I've come up with, but this is the money that you should have readily available to you every single month. Your short-term goals is what I would classify as a yearly goal. So what do you want to save up for within the next year, maybe 2 years? And then you have your long-term goals, and that is what is going to be things like retirement, you're maybe buying a house, maybe you're getting married, you want to save up for that as well. It's going to come up within the next few years, and you do that by taking your income less your bills less your short-term goals, and that's going to give you the amount left that you have to work with throughout the year. I think this is just a really good place to start when you are trying to figure out exactly what you want to use for your yearly overview budgeting. Just adapt everything that you see here to best fit your need. On to the next spread, I have a quarter overview, and this I actually did in my own bullet journal just to kind of show what was coming up in the next little bit and what I would potentially want to save up for. So in Canada here, October is the month for Thanksgiving. So maybe you want to do things like donations, gifts, maybe you're hosting Thanksgiving, so you might want to consider how that's going to affect your grocery bill. If you have any other trips or things, they might not necessarily end up in those bills or short-term goals, but you will want to keep track of what is coming up. In November for me, it is my birthday, so that is something I would want to save up for. But December, oh my gosh, this is my favorite month with all of the Christmas holidays going on, the lights, going skating. So that would be things that I would want to save up entertainment-wise, as well as gifts that I would want to be getting for friends and family. But something else that you might want to consider is you're going to be driving around a lot in the winter, in the snow, at least here in Canada. So you might want to build up a bit more of an emergency savings. Things that you can use to buy new winter tires, or if your car breaks down unexpectedly, that would be something you would want to also consider buffing up different expenses throughout a quarter. And that's going to change for quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it's going to change depending upon where you live as well. So make sure to change any type of budget tracker that I show you in here to suit your best needs. Now that we have both the annual and the quarterly budget trackers that you can use in your bullet journal, I'm going to be showing you a monthly budget tracker. This is going to be based on the day that you spend, the description of what you spend, and then whether or not it's adding or subtracting from your income. So I like to start off with just a beginning balance to know exactly what is in my account as of the beginning of the month. And then I start taking out things like expenses, things like rent, gas, and groceries, and then adding things in like income. But I also might have a specific day where I have a lot of different expenses for one particular thing. So I went camping and I absolutely loved it, but it came with a lot of costs. So things like the campsite, firewood, eating, and then picking up some things from Canadian Tire, like rope to tie down the tarp. So that is also going to be going in my September budget log. At the very end, I'm going to be adding up all of those columns of the positives, subtracting all of the things like expenses, and I'm going to end up with a total at the bottom. You do want to make sure though that you are comparing that starting balance to what you had at the beginning to now what you have at the end. This is going to show you exactly how much you saved. So this example that I gave here, I started off with $3,400 and I ended with $3,483. So I actually only ended up saving $83 in that month. It's really gonna show you where your money is going and where are some things you could potentially save on as well. This next one is my absolute favorite, and I use it every single time I get paid. It breaks down your paycheck into your income and where all of that money is gonna end up. So this is zero-based budgeting. At the very end, you should have your income minus your bills, your cash envelopes, sinking funds, and savings all should end up equaling zero. It's gonna show you where your money is going. So your bills, you have your goal, your amount, and the total that you're gonna end up having. I have bills here like cell phone, internet, rent, subscriptions, and utilities. And then what my goal is to cover those expenses for the month. I'm gonna break down that income into my amounts that I'm gonna be cashing into my envelope every single week. And then I'm gonna be able to reference, okay, this is my goal, and this is the total that I have right in there. So what else am I gonna need the next time I get paid to make sure that bill gets paid on time? Afterwards, I'm gonna be breaking down into my cash envelopes. These are things that I'm gonna be using that aren't necessarily bills, but I like to have on hand. So expense fund for myself for things like fun money, eating out, groceries, and then I also have an account there for my girlfriend. She is gonna get a couple of bills there to get splurged on throughout the month. Then my income minus my bills minus my cash envelopes is going to still have some money left over. I'm gonna end up putting it into either my savings or my sinking funds. There's a whole bunch of different saving challenges that you can do. I have written down 3 different options here, and I have more different saving challenges you can use in your bullet journal as well. So if you're interested in seeing a video like that, let me know down in the comments below and I will for sure create something for you. Then the sinking funds, these are things that are going to be appearing throughout the year potentially or in the future. Things like a car if you're saving up for that, Christmas, maybe you might want to have an emergency fund, maybe you're saving up for retirement or school potentially. Traveling is another one. I am a sucker for traveling, but at the very end, you're going to take your income minus your bills, minus those envelopes, minus your sinking funds and savings, and you'll have $0 left. So every single dollar that you have is gonna end up somewhere. That way you're not overspending in one area, and you're gonna be able to save for things that you potentially might not think of. Now, of course, in how to budget in your bullet journal, I'm gonna have to show different savings challenges. And this one is the bare minimum basics savings challenge that you can do if you are a beginner to budgeting in your bullet journal. This breaks down different goals that you might have, things like Christmas, electronics, maybe you're saving up for a house, you wanna have some gifts, or potentially a car in your future. You can put down on the right side of the page here what your goal is, and then along that tracker you're gonna fill in the different amounts at the bottom. So I put down here $5 all the way up to $1,000, and then once you are saving for those, whether it's in an account, you're saving up cash, however you're potentially doing that, you're gonna fill in this savings block with how much you've saved. So for Christmas here, I've done $50, $20, $100, $10, all up to getting that goal of $800. And then you go along the side and you do that for every other expense that you have. So electronics I filled in here, hoping to get up to that goal of $1,500 before, let's say, I buy a new computer or a new phone, something like that. You can save throughout the year, you can save over a few years, however long your bullet journal lasts for you, whatever really makes you help save those money up for your goals. And the last savings challenge here is a bingo get saving. I thought it was a cute idea to get you more into the zone of saving money. Now, it's always easy to say, okay, just put more money aside, but sometimes you just don't have more money to put aside. So here is just a few ways that you can come up with ideas to save you money. So having a yard sale or lowering your thermostat, eating from home, maybe removing your online credit card information, because it is so much easier to buy something online if that information is already there. Skip a week of groceries, see what you already have in your pantry and try and make meals from that. Canceling a subscription that you don't actually use will save you a few bucks a month, and that is really important sometimes when you're trying to buckle down on a budget. Borrowing a book from either a library or a friend. You can also do this with clothes. Instead of buying something outright, you can look for a cheaper alternative. Instead of driving around, maybe if you can walk, bus, or bike for the week, that is something that you could also do just to save on some money. Air drying your clothes if you can in the winter
winter. I know I have a little dry rack that you can just put on and let your clothes dry on. In the summer, it's always nice to have them outside. When I go grocery shopping, one thing I do is price match. It saves me a couple bucks, and that is another way that you can get more money in your bank account for future things. All of these ideas are really simple and easy ways that any beginner can budget in their bullet journal, and hopefully this helped inspire you somehow into adding in a little bit more budgeting into your life.
Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you to Journaling with Nadia, who always leaves lovely comments down below supporting this channel. If you haven't already, make sure to check out her channel. I'll have it linked in the description box down below. She is amazing with other bullet journal ideas for you guys. And if you would like a shout out next week, make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below. It really does help support my channel. And I will see you next week with another video. Bye!